If there's one thing that has always wound me up to the point of wanting to cause physical abuse and mental harm, it has to be cruelty to animals. And with the endless mission of the charities creaming off the earnings of the working class to help fend the defenceless animals, it certainly brings the problem closer to my thoughts. In 1991, the Dangerous Dogs Act was published, banning certain types of dogs in the UK and Ireland because of their aggressive nature. The main culprit was the American Pit Bull Terrier, a dog solely bred for fighting. This dog has an immensely strong jaw, can lock onto an arm and pretty much pull the thing off. What I find a little bit grinding though is these dogs, regardless of how potentially dangerous they could be, are being destroyed, even though they're perfectly innocent. The point I'm getting to is the dog is only doing what it was made for, and fighting is what it's been trained for, and that's what it will do. Whereas the dog breeder knows full well the consequences. Other stories over the past few years have included other types of dogs that are big and strong enough to do some serious damage. Like this one. Okay. The Staffordshire Bull Terrier looks a little bit like a small pit bull but with a different attitude. But there has been instances where this type of dog has turned. And I've been reading upon a few stories where I found staffies have mauled people and come to this one question: dangerous dogs or dangerous people? Well, this isn't really a question, as I firmly believe that it's the people and not the dogs that need sorting out. This dog was given to me 6 years back when a friend of mine found her as a tiny puppy in a recycle dump. And I should imagine that the owner was some sort of dog breeder looking for tough dogs to fight with or sell. But as females aren't really used for fighting, I figured that she wouldn't have been of any use to him. I can tell you that this dog has been looked after and wanted, and she's not the slightest bit of a threat to anyone. Look, not even the cat. What kind of person would breed a dog justifying? It has to be someone of such a despicable character that they really do not deserve any of these so-called human rights. If I were ever to meet this kind of person, I'd have to use every bit of self-control to avoid doing physical damage to them. When a dog like this has attacked someone, my first thoughts are actually with the dog. The only way it would attack is through some severe mistreatment. And when I say mistreatment, I mean beating, starving, and aggravating it constantly to cause some sort of aggression. With this kind of cruelty, any dog will become aggressive, be it a Rottweiler or a Labrador or even a Poodle. And of course the little dogs such as Jack Russells are already a bit bitey, but it's just they can't tear your arm off. When a dog attacks, it gets put down, while the owner just gets questions asked. At worst, the owner, should they have been proven to be encouraging the dog to become aggressive by mistreatment, they'll get served an order preventing them from legally owning a pet for years. Personally, I think this law gets in the way of what I'd like them to suffer. But we're a little bit beyond the eye for an eye way of thinking in this country. On this circumstance though, I want people who mistreat animals to not only be banned from keeping a pet, but to be in prison too, and preferably some sort of torture to be served up while they're there. I don't want to sound unreasonable here, but these aren't people, they're full of shit and they deserve real punishment. Anyway, there is a point I want to get to. That is, that if you know anyone associated with dog breeding, don't just ignore and hope that someone on your street won't get mauled. Do something about it. Report the filthy bastards. You know, if people were to act upon what they do know rather than keeping quiet, then the dog breeders would find this kind of thing increasingly difficult to do. The same goes for these illegal dog fights. Those who go along or just place bets are just as disgusting as the breeders and should be treated accordingly. So please report them, because they're utter scum. And I bet there'll be a bunch of related videos here on YouTube involving dog fighting. So the same goes for that too. They're posted and watched by sick people. So if you happen to see any, press the flag button. Okay, bye bye for now.